Some critics have speculated Jesus' disciples changed all existing Old Testament scrolls by inserting messianic prophecy which coincided with the details fulfilled by Christ during his lifetime. This theory is unreasonable since it is extremely unlikely the disciples could have located and taken possession of all Old Testament copies available at that time. To obtain all these manuscripts, they literally would have had to violently wrench them away from the Jewish scribes whose life purpose was to accurately guard and transmit the Old Testament even to the point of death. Also, since books were relatively rare, first-century Jewish males memorized by necessity large amounts of the Old Testament by using a brilliant system of memorization techniques as part of their education. It is quite likely at least some of the Jewish religious leaders had memorized the entire Old Testament. Rabbis who did so achieved special status within the community, which was the underlying goal of all religious leaders. So the disciples would have needed to alter not only all Old Testament copies, but also memories of the many Jews living at that time who treasured the words of this ancient text with all their heart. Some of these Jews were hostile towards Christianity and would have surely highlighted the disciples' deceptive practices, but this apparently never happened. Discovery of the Dead Sea Scrolls concretely proves Jesus' disciples could not have inserted prophecy into the Old Testament, for these prophecy-containing scrolls were written and buried at least 100 years before the birth of Christ and his followers. Some critics have suggested the disciples deceptively wrote the New Testament so the life of Jesus would purposely coincide with already established Old Testament prophecies. However, the apostles could not have falsified Jesus' life to coincide with Old Testament prophecies due to the system of checks and balances which existed within both Christian and non-Christian communities at the time when the New Testament was written. First, we must recognize, besides betraying their integrity, the apostles had absolutely no motivation to knowingly fabricate Jesus' life and then willingly die for someone they secretly knew was not the Messiah, but who rather lay dead and decaying in a grave. In addition, the still living enemies of Christ, such as the Jewish religious leaders, would have gladly pounced on any opportunity to expose the lies being taught by early Christians. Amazingly, despite ample motivation and opportunities, Jesus' bitter critics never denied he fulfilled prophecies. Since even Jesus' ancient opponents didn't deny he fulfilled Old Testament prophecies, such as his predicted resurrection from the dead, especially when they so easily could have, we must conclude Jesus very likely did fulfill these prophecies in exact detail. We've already seen from a previous session that some, such as Phlegon, actually admitted Jesus' prophetically accurate personality. Some critics have argued Jesus had a Messiah complex and deliberately fulfilled prophecies to make himself appear to be the coming Savior predicted in the Old Testament. This argument holds no water when we realize if Jesus was just a human, then there is no way he could have fulfilled prophecies which were beyond human control, such as his time, place, and manner of birth, exact lineage, the precise price Judas was paid to betray him, the gambling of Roman soldiers for his clothes, the reaction of people at his crucifixion, his manner of death and piercing following death, the fact no bones were broken, his manner of burial, and so on. However, if he was and is God, then there would have been no problem with him fulfilling prophecies beyond human control. The fulfillment of multiple humanly uncontrollable prophecies is powerful proof Jesus is God and Savior as he claimed. Additionally, the eminent historian Philip Schaff identified the following problem with the imposture theory. The hypothesis of imposture is so revolting to moral, as well as to common sense, that its mere statement is its condemnation. No scholar of any decency and self-respect would now dare to profess it openly. How, in the name of logic, common sense, and experience, could an impostor, that is, a deceitful, selfish, depraved man, have invented and consistently maintained from the beginning to end the purest and noblest character known to history, with the most perfect air of truth and reality? How could he have conceived and successfully carried out a plan of unparalleled beneficence, moral magnitude, and sublimity, and sacrifice his own life for it, in the face of the strongest prejudices of his people and ages?